Oh. G'day guys. I thought I'd put this video up just to answer a series of questions that people have been asking about the airbox filter lid that my son's been selling and that I use on my bike with great success. This lid is available on eBay, and its prime role, of course, is to allow you to fit a much more substantial pre-filter arrangement on it, especially here in Australia with a lot of dust, or even in the US and southern USA. You get a lot of dust, you're riding with other riders, your air filters will block up pretty readily. And the last thing you want to do is to get that dust down inside the main filter, inside the airbox. You want to try and keep it up out of the airbox as best you can. So the idea is to run a pre-filter, especially a large one that will allow a lot of dust to collect before it starts to create a blockage. So this particular one is I use a MWR main filter. I use my son's airbox lid with the snorkel, and I use a Unifilter 4-inch pre-filter, and I'll show you those now. I brought some along with me rather than taking this one apart. So this is the main filter. I'll just open this up. This is the MWR main filter, and as you can see, it's got a large intake, has a larger surface area, and also, from my understanding, is it doesn't quite reach the bottom of the airbox, so you'll get not just the sides, but you'll get the bottom as well. On top of that, you'll fit my son's airbox lid with the built-in snorkel. Now, it's not designed to be a snorkel, it's really designed to be a mount for the pre-filter. So the beauty of this is it's very stiff, so you can run this with the Unifilter main blue filter, which has a rubberized lip. Now, when you run the normal Yamaha airbox lid on that filter, it has a tendency to bend and let air slip through. So you need to either run a lot of grease or something to try to help it seal and not tighten it down too much. This one, on the other hand, is very stiff because of the snorkel built as part of structurally built part of it. You can't bend it, and so when that goes down, it goes down flat, and you don't have a leakage problem running the blue filter. But I would recommend you get a bigger and better breathing one like the MWR one, especially because you can see they line up in size pretty well. This one is pretty much the same internal dimensions except for rounded corners, and it allows a very high airflow through the filter. And then with that, you then run the Unifilter pre-filter. Now, this one is a pre-filter designed for a four-wheel drive, for a 4-inch snorkel. You can look them up on eBay. You might have to look them up on Australian eBay, but they do deliver internationally, so with a bit of luck you'll be able to get them delivered. They're about $25 each, and this would sit on top of that snorkel, and it's a pretty good size. We designed that lid for this because we hunted around for the right pre-filter before we finished the design of that lid. And what I've done, so that would go on there, but before I do that, what I would do is find some wire, like fencing wire, or in this case I've got some stainless 2.2mm wire, and I've just wrapped it around an old cardboard tube, and then stretched it out to roughly the right size, not too big, because you want to leave room for the mounting to the snorkel, and I'll show you that in a sec. And the other thing I've done is just left a little inner loop just at the top, just to avoid that from collapsing in. So I'll just quickly mount that in. So the spring goes in like that. So make sure it's sprung nicely, like so. And so as you can see, it's only so big. It sits in like that. and then that would sit on top of the lid and snorkel. And you can just put some reasonably good lucky bands on there, rubber bands, or you can put a cable tie like my son provides with the lid. And so there it is. There's the full setup. Leaves plenty of surface area for gathering the dust without blocking up too much. And you've always got the internal main foam filter as well, which does a good job on its own, so you've got double protection. The other thing about this is you could take some spares like I've got here, just pre-oiled, just in a bag, ready to go. So if you're on a multi-day ride, you can just whip that one off, drop this one on, and you don't have to open up the airbox. Now, the other thing about that is the way the airbox is mounted in here, the airbox lid with the filter, is that any water will tend to run off it, not gather inside it. Just running the main filter with this is pretty good because it's got a snorkel on it, and water will tend to not go inside. But there are other versions of this which don't have this lip, and they look a bit concerning to me that they will just gather water and dust for all the wrong reasons, and particularly getting inside and into the airbox. So having it proud, having it sitting out here, gathers all the dust out here. It, through the general vibration of the bike, the dust and dirt will tend to fall off and fall out, so it will last a little longer before you have to replace it. And of course, as I said, you can always just carry a spare, and it's easy to replace when you're on the road. So that's it. If you guys have got any other questions on this, feel free to drop a question in the comments below, and thanks for watching.